Guys, my name is Liz and welcome to my channel. Okay, so today we are going to talk about the fact if you don't like yourself, you have to create another version of yourself. Maybe even act. If you start acting like it, you'll become it. There is no other way. How does the higher version of yourself look like? What is she wearing? Or what is he wearing? Who do they date? Where do they hang out? How do they spend their time? What's their career? Even down to the haircut. What's the haircut like? What does this person look like in your head? So once you got that goal in mind, you know what the highest version of yourself looks like, you have to start acting towards it. So every single day when I wake up and I do not want to go to the gym, but I think to myself, okay, what would the highest version of myself do right now? The highest version of myself gets out of bed, says, thank you, God, for waking me up today. Thank you for this blessed day. This day is going to be so good. I started with positive affirmations. I put my gym shoes on and I get off to the gym. That's what the highest version of myself does. And every single day, even if I pick a meal, right? I love sugar. I love sugary foods and stuff. But I always think, what would the highest version of myself do? Would she get this dessert? Because my issue is sugar causes breakouts with me and I get inflamed. I do not digest it well. It's very bad for me. I think I have an allergic reaction to sugar because I get a rash in my face as well. So this is really not good for me. So I always think okay, what would the highest version of myself do? Because the highest version of myself has really nice skin. So the highest version would not take that dessert. She would take maybe caffeine instead, something like a coffee or a tea that will suppress that suppresses my craving for sugar, right? So I do that instead because that's what the higher version of myself would do. Same thing with reading books. I cannot concentrate. I do not want to read books at all. But the highest version of myself, she needs to finish the books. Because she knows books are knowledge and knowledge is key. Knowledge will get you so far in life. I cannot explain this enough. The more you know, the better. The highest version of myself is also very confident. Liz is shy. She does not want to go out in public. She does not want to speak. She just wants to be ignored. In her room, safe, where nobody can judge her, nobody can talk about her, nobody knows anything about her. But the highest version of myself has a platform and she wants to use that platform for the better. She wants to use that platform to help people. This is something I'm very passionate about. This is my passion. You know deep down inside what you were meant to do. And if you don't have a passion or you think you don't, think about what am I really good at? What would people even pay $10 for me to do? For example, me, I'm very good at giving advice. I have always been given advice since I was a child. I gave advice to my mom when I was 5 years old about how she should work her marriage out and stuff, what she should do. I have been doing this for a while and I am good at this. These are things you have to think about. What am I really good at? What would people pay even $10 for? To get real honest with yourself. Really. I am so tired of these people always sugarcoating stuff. Always being oh no, always be kind to yourself. In my opinion, that's toxic. You cannot always be kind to yourself. Sometimes you need a reality check. I remember I would always talk to my mom and I would tell her, Mom, I have this desire to help people. And maybe it was because I felt so helpless myself that I wanted to help other people. And my mom was like, Liz, what are you talking about? Just get a 9 to 5, a normal job. What are you talking about? YouTube, social media? Are you insane? And I didn't even have any social media back then, you know? And I was like, no, Mom, I want this. I need this. I want to help people. And she looked at me. She's like, Liz, you can't even help yourself. And that really hurt me. I remember I went up to my room and I started crying. I started bawling my eyes out and I was like, why does she hate me? She's so mean to me and all these things. And then when I was done crying, the next morning I woke up and I was like, wow, my mom is right. How am I trying to help other people when I cannot even help myself? So then from that day on, I remember I made a plan. I was like, okay, we have to think, what would the better version of me do? Most important thing I have ever done in my life is believe in the law of assumption and believe in God. Because I started to communicate with God. You know, I used to pray, like, I'm Muslim, so I would pray 5 times a day and stuff. But I would pray just to pray and that's it, and then go to sleep and cry. Then I started praying, like talking. Like, look, I don't feel good. And this is what I'm feeling right now, and I don't know why. And I know you're the only one that can help me. And you know what? I give it to you. You know what's best for me. Then show me the way. I asked him, show me the way. How do I do it? So when I started talking to him like that, I swear, every single thing I wanted to manifest started manifesting into my life. Because I started talking to God. See, you guys are expecting things to come into your life, but did you ask God? Did you ask the universe? You cannot expect help if you don't ask for help. And you cannot expect good things to come if you don't even can accept help from people. You know, sometimes God puts people into our life to help us, to upgrade us. And if you're constantly dismissing people and being like, no, I got it on my own, how will you ever get there? And then you keep asking like, God, why don't you help me? Let go of trying to control everything. Like, I was always trying to control every single thing in my life. I needed control. I was so afraid of not having control in my life. And this comes from early childhood trauma. Because like when I was in my younger years, I never had control. There was a parent that always had control over me, and I felt just like I was nothing, you know? And when I grew older, that gave me a sense of like, oh, okay, I need to control everybody around me and everything that happens into my life, because that's the only thing I have. But then I realized that when I started talking to God, and when I started seeing that whatever I ask him is happening, I started to trust him. So I let go of every desire I had. And now whatever happens, even if it's good or bad, I trust that it's for my better. When somebody leaves my life that I really wanted, I know that God knows he's not good for me. I know that he knows what's best for me. That's how much you have to trust, and you have to start assuming like the world is designed for you to succeed. That's how the highest version of you would think. So from now on, I want you to adopt this mindset of what would the highest version of myself do? You walk into a room, shoulders back, walk into the room and start talking. You know what? Whenever you go somewhere, think that everybody's in love with you. Like, really, honestly, do that. That will make you more confident. You really have to think like, oh my God, these people are obsessed with me. You have to tell yourself affirmations like that. Before you have a big project, look into the mirror, say, I am powerful. I am amazing. I am gonna kill this today. Ask God, say, God, today, I want you to help me to talk better, to deliver, to have the best presentation ever. God, please stand by with me today. And I swear, when you start talking, you talk like you've never talked before. Because he literally helps. You ask for help, you'll receive help. See, recovery, getting the better version of yourself, become the highest version of yourself, it's not linear. It hurts. It takes accountability. Accountability leads to guilt, because you have to see all the things you've done before. It takes going through the process of like looking at yourself differently, looking at yourself like, why did I act this way? Why did I do this? If you are trying to heal from trauma, it often means that you have to relive the trauma to heal from it. And this hurts. And you know what? You're gonna have so many bad days as well. But I still have bad days, you know? I have days where I wake up and I'm like, wow, I really don't like this. I really don't want this. But then, you know, when you change your mindset, you change your life. I have my bad day. I always think, what would the highest version of me think right now? You know, what would she do? And I know she thinks that, you know, she believes in God, she believes in the universe, she believes that everything's working out for her. So she knows that this bad day is actually a blessing. Because how can we appreciate the good days if we do not have bad days? We would not even know what good days were. It's the process that will make you fall in love with life. You know, oftentimes it's not the thing that we get. Like, for example, if you want an expensive watch, right? The watch itself does not fulfill you. But the process towards the watch, the working towards it, the anticipation, oh my God, I'm gonna get it tomorrow. That's what makes you happy. And then when you get it, you're like, oh wow, is this it? But you forget like the whole process before. That's the exciting part. You have to look at things like, wow, I fall in love with the process of getting things, not the thing itself, but the whole time that takes to get there. The bad days, the good days. Another thing is, do not tell me what you want or what you want to accomplish, what your ambitions are. I could not care less, to be honest with you. Show me what you've done. Show me what you're doing. Big issue with a lot of people these days is you want to talk. You want to talk before it happened. Okay, so why are you putting this evil eye on yourself? Because I believe in evil eye. I really, really do. Every single time I told somebody something, a goal of mine or anything, before it actually happened, it did not work. Why? Because people, you know, what people don't know, they cannot ruin. You guys have to become more private about your life. You're always putting everything on social media. See, I am on social media, but I'm private. I do not want to answer personal questions. Why? Because I do not want anybody knowing anything about my personal life, because it's personal. I do not know who's watching me. I do not know who's preying on my downfall. People are watching me because they love me, but people are also watching me because they hate me, and I'm aware of that. And at the end of the day, evil eye does exist. I believe in it. So I will not talk about things that I want to accomplish before they're accomplished, you know? I will show you guys that I'm accomplishing it and that I'm doing it, but I will not talk about it before it happened. And that's why a lot of reason why you guys are not succeeding is because you talk too much and you do less. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm telling you, you don't like yourself, you create another version. You start behaving like the best version of yourself. You start figuring out what the best version of yourself looks like, smells like, dressed like, what the career is, what the passion is, like anything. You know this for yourself. If you don't, you figure it out. So much. Thank you so much for watching.